Floyd was built to be the villain.
Legend versus legend. So, I mean, that speaks for itself.
It's like having a loyal girlfriend and ditching her for a hot one-night stand who ghosts you. You're left with nothing, and you go home with a hairy palm.
In boxing, the punches thrown under the bright lights tell only part of the story. The rest unfolds in interviews, press conferences, and social media, where reputations are built, rivalries explode, and legacies are fiercely defended long after the bell rings.
Terence Crawford didn't have the wide-eye look. In fact, when he stepped from behind the tunnel and came out, he seemed to come alive when he saw the crowd. He looked up and he saw those people, and even though it was a pro-Canelo crowd, it looked like it woke him up. And then when I saw Canelo, what I noticed about him was that brother looked a lot different tonight than he did yesterday in his face. He was full-faced. His body looked like he put the weight on. During that first round, I mean the first 2-3 seconds, they touched gloves and Crawford flicked 2 jabs at Canelo and kind of stood his ground. And I said, okay, we're going to have a real fight tonight.
That's how Floyd is. He's very.
Do you think he's the great? You think he's the greatest? One of the greatest.
Every
ever,
great fighter in the world says technically there's nobody better.
Yeah.
Every single.
Easily the best counter puncher.
No, every great fighter in the world says there's nobody better. But when you're talking about wins,
right?
Not the best heavyweight champ is Mike Tyson. Right. I think, right? Like the scariest guy because his force is just so.
It's insane.
Yeah,
well, Logan having almost beat Floyd. That's got to put him in the top 3. Top 3 greatest.
Recently, Oscar de la Hoya ignited that invisible battlefield with a statement that rocked the entire sport.
Wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring them. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference to.
His words didn't just reopen an old rivalry, they pulled 2 of this era's most dominant champions straight into controversy. The chain reaction began after Terence Crawford accomplished something historic, overwhelming Canelo Alvarez and becoming the first male fighter to claim undisputed status in 3 separate weight divisions.
Who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather, prime for prime?
Crawford.
Really? Why?
Because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen, and the ability that he has to switch, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique talent.
It was the kind of triumph that reshapes careers and rewrites record books. Yet the most explosive moment came after the fight, when Canelo, gracious in defeat, made a remark that instantly reignited a long-running debate. Within hours, fans and analysts were divided, and that's when De La Hoya entered the conversation.
I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
Having shared the ring with Floyd Mayweather Jr. himself, De La Hoya's perspective carried undeniable credibility. In a widely circulated interview, he dismissed the notion that Crawford could rival Mayweather at his peak.
Well, we want to know. In the least amount of fights, you know, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
De La Hoya pointed back to 2013, when Mayweather delivered a tactical masterclass against a younger Canelo. In his view, that bout demonstrated a level of technical superiority Crawford hasn't matched. He argued that Floyd controlled every second of that fight with surgical precision, barely absorbing meaningful punishment. To De La Hoya, that performance remains the benchmark.
So it turns out I'm not the only one who thinks Canelo is an arrogant piece of shit. Turki al-Sheikh recently revealed that Canelo refused to meet with him in person and isn't entertaining any deals to be done with him. Why? Because he's outpriced himself so much that the Saudis don't even want to deal with him. And it's all because he will do anything not to fight David Benavidez. Look, Turkey is trying to make the best fights that everybody wants to see. And Canelo continues to take the fights that nobody wants to see. Canelo, you're really making the wrong enemies. But you know what?
And then secondly, there's been some social media speculation, we'll say, about when this fight is going to take place. So when will it be?
Who's asking about the time and the place? Can you be specific?
Yeah, we saw Oscar De La Hoya trying to say that the fight was going to take place maybe in the daytime.
Yeah, this is what I want from you, to say his name. I decide with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m. inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick, and after that we will go dinner to Carbon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September. You waste, Oscar De La Hoya wastes my time with this question. Of course, this is the peak. This is the boxing, the sport #1 in the world. This is Canelo and Crawford.
But the praise comes wrapped in layers of history. Rewind to 2007, De La Hoya versus Mayweather in one of the biggest pay-per-view events ever staged. It was a razor-close split decision that many still debate. By elevating Mayweather's greatness today, De La Hoya also elevates his own standing, reinforcing how competitive he was against an all-time great. Whether intentional or not, the subtext is powerful. Yet this wasn't simply about comparing fighters. It felt personal, especially toward Canelo.
God, it makes me horny.
Yeah, baby.
To tell you I told you so.
I told you.
I predicted the Canelo Crawford fight like a goddamn fortune teller.
You're the Oracle?
Canelo's feet were cemented on the canvas as he was hitting air. What the fuck was that? Props to Crawford.
Thank you.
He came up 3 weight classes and fought a beautiful fight.
Good job.
What a great performance.
Did you get what you was looking for?
Like taking candy from a baby.
My candy.
Look, I promoted Canelo's entire career.
Put some fucking respect on it.
And it was a huge fluff.
How do you like them apples?
The only real fighters he's faced were Mayweather, Bivol, and Crawford. And they all toyed with him. Even Mayweather knew Crawford was going to school him.
Thank you.
He put $50,000 on Crawford to...
The tension between De La Hoya and his former star has been simmering for years.
Para este imbécil intento de gente que tengo aquí a mi izquierda, que no se le olvide que yo ya vine siendo el Canelo a Estados Unidos y que solamente lucró con mi nombre. Nunca perdí un solo centavo, sino nomás ganó dinero. ¿Ya le pagaste a Golovkin lo que le quería robar? Sí, muy bien, porque sí, también, pero si no hubiera metido a mis abogados me lo robas. Es lo único que hace este hombre es ser una lacra del boxeo, robarle a los boxeadores. Para el que esté con él, meta por favor ahí a sus abogados porque seguramente les está robando. Es lo único que viene a hacer al boxeo.
You know who your daddy is.
Y a lo único que viene es a robarle la atención a Jaime Munguía. No viene a promoverlo. También le roba la atención a la gente que hace las cosas para la cocina. Ya no saben si hacerlas como consoladores o como cazuelas o algo. Porque acá se las mete el muchacho.
Yeah, I find it quite weird, really. Like, you know, on one hand, Oscar's sort of, his whole mantra right now is how happy he is, and, you know, look at me, guys. And there's obviously this thing with Canelo that just eats him up so much. I mean, the stuff with me eats him up, but this is on another level. And it's like this Clapback Thursday thing, which I think is actually quite amusing. Like, you've got that platform there. Why would you use it to just continuously talk about or try and discredit Canelo Alvarez, who's a fighter that left you 4 years ago? It's over. You know, on one hand, you're this happy-go-lucky guy, and then on the other hand, you've got like this toxicity eating away inside you that's making your blood boil. Just let it go. Like, talk about his fighters, you know, Zurdo Ramirez, Zepeda, Munguia. I know Munguia's left him, but like the other guys he looks after as well. So like, I don't know. I find it a bit weird, really.
Through Golden Boy Promotions, De La Hoya helped transform a teenage Canelo into a global icon. Their partnership once seemed inseparable, but disputes over contracts and direction fractured the relationship, eventually leading to lawsuits and a highly public split. Canelo sought independence. De La Hoya viewed it as betrayal.
I don't expect anything less than that with that kind of person. He's an because he's mad because I leave Golden Boy. I'm the diamond in Golden Boy. Golden Boy is not the same without me. That's why he's angry. I have the proofs. I have proofs. I put my liars in, and he tried to steal money. I have proofs. I don't want to do anything against that kind of guys. I don't want that vibes. I don't really give a shit about Oscar. But if he says something here in my territory, I need to say something, right?
Canelo, I just saw another video where you're still talking shit. All you say is fuck him, fuck that. Oh, he stole from me. Well, obviously, aside from defaming me, why do you look inside your own circle? Because I know for a fact that people are stealing from you. By the way, you lined my pockets, you made Munguia a shitload of money, all because you're afraid of David Benavidez. Fuck you.
So when De La Hoya labels parts of Canelo's resume as inflated, it lands differently. It's not just analysis, it's emotion. It's the voice of a promoter who feels abandoned by the very champion he helped build.
Terence replied to your tweet. He said he disagreed with what you said, but then you also responded to him.
Respectfully, I've been a fighter, and I've gone in my own way when it comes to negotiating a fight, because I have an ego, especially when I'm a fighter. So when I'm a fighter and I'm sitting down on a table with my potential opponent in front of me and with the people that I delegate that are smart, that are business people, it just does not work because there's too many egos in the table. When I started doing that and becoming a businessman before I was a fighter, guess what? My focus was on business instead of the fight, and I started losing. Your window is so short. There's a window of opportunity. Take advantage of it as a fighter.
He took to social media with pointed remarks, claiming he guided Canelo's entire ascent and suggesting that the toughest opponents Canelo faced, Mayweather, Dimitri Bivol, and Crawford, all handled him decisively. The tone wasn't subtle. It felt like long-held frustration finally spilling over.
Part of the whole, we were actually, I was part of the whole, the whole movement, with the Muhammad Ali Act and all that. And it's in place for a reason. I'm telling you right now, if they change the Muhammad Ali Act, every fighter out there, every manager is going to have problems. It's going to be in trouble because you're not going to be able to negotiate. You're not going to be able to negotiate purses or this and that. You fight for what they pay you. That's not a way to do it. That's not a way to do it. You have to. It's a free negotiation. It's you have managers for a reason. You have the fighters who should be making the bulks of the money. We put our lives on the line. We go up in the ring. Fighters die. For what? To get 10%? That's bullshit.
And the controversy didn't stop there. De La Hoya widened his attack, turning his focus toward Dana White.
I'm not interested in to be a friend with him. I'm good where I am, and I have nothing to with him, and I wish all the best for him, and that's it. I don't want him in my life. I don't want him near from me, close to me. I don't want that kind of vibes on my life.
The outburst concluded with blunt words aimed squarely at both of his targets, a shocking exclamation that ensured headlines would follow.
Floyd versus Triple G. Listen, man, Floyd didn't fight him, and Floyd is an all-time great. But what a missed opportunity. You got Crawford going from 135 and talking about fighting Canelo at 168. It's kind of the same thing, except for Floyd fought a few times at 154. I'm not faulting Floyd for not fighting Triple G. I totally get it. I'm just saying that upper echelon, the reason why I will always have Sugar Ray Leonard over Floyd is the crazy, the insane part of it. What Terence Crawford is talking about doing, he ain't saying, let me meet Canelo at a catchweight. Canelo's undisputed there. Let me go get him.
As the dust settled, supporters of Crawford began pushing back. Context, they argued, matters. Crawford moved up 2 full divisions, from 147 pounds to 168, to challenge a naturally larger Canelo. That kind of leap carries enormous risk and demands exceptional preparation.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? Were you 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
You think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think it's tough fights and difficult fights. That was a difficult.
By contrast, Mayweather faced Canelo at a negotiated catchweight of 152 pounds, a strategic adjustment that minimized certain advantages.
Floyd was in his prime. That would have been fucking incredible to see which style's superior.
Yeah.
Because Floyd would move towards you like this. He would just get right up on you. But just show you how good Floyd really is.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that he's won decisions by, playing it safe, people that just don't get excited about him and they recognize him with the all-time greats, he's the best.
Those are undefeated.
And still, they call me Money Mayweather at All-Star Game, man. I don't take no L's, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Money Mayweather at the All-Star Game. Nah, man, I was gonna get
Crawford, however, stepped into Canelo's natural domain and delivered a commanding performance. For many, that alone amplifies the magnitude of his achievement. His trainer, Brian McIntyre, embraced the moment confidently, signaling belief in Crawford's place among the sport's elite. Crawford himself remained measured, acknowledging Mayweather's reign while asserting dominance over his own era. Meanwhile, commentators like Stephen A. Smith weighed in, contrasting Mayweather's defensive precision with Crawford's adaptability and resilience under pressure. At its core, this debate isn't just about names, it's about philosophies. Precision versus aggression. Calculation versus conquest.
Mayweather used to have these crazy workouts and he would crack open a Pepsi.
Give me some soda.
People are like, he's crazy. But no, he's not. He's smart. That guy did it the right way. Never drank, never partied, would run home from the club at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear where you stand. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.